Greetings, my good folk. It's Sureshot, Mistersureshot, and wow, it's been forever since I've seen you guys. Probably over a month now. There's just been some delay in my videos and some computer issues, but I'm back for now, and I want to go ahead and talk about some more Alice Asylum. So because I was gone on a little break, there were quite a bit of news in the past week or so that I missed out. I won't be covering everything because I do want to keep these videos more discussion based than just news now. That's kind of where I want to shift these videos now. But that's just something I want to think about on my own, because one of the major interests was back in May 2nd. It was more information on the world map of Asylum. Last video, it talked about the atomic orbital being a model to shape the world that Miss Lindell needs to trailblaze through. And this picture on screen is a representation, the picture I'm about to show right now, is a current representation of an idea of where Joey wants to take Wonderland. As you can see, it kind of follows what I was talking about in last video, with the islands being unlocked through Alice's action. This also helps shape. It also helps shape the stages of grief, because I said in last video that, based on the other pictures, that every location that Alice goes through, it will be her own psyche going through the stages of grief. Even though it's just a diagram, it looks like there's going to be a base hub for Alice to move around in. I guess in this case, I'll call them just planets. It doesn't really show how Alice will travel to these areas. It could be a device she picks up at the beginning of the game. That'd be interesting to see. And again, it'll just all play through the stages of grief that Alice is going through in her own psyche. Now, I do want to talk about something fascinating. In one of my videos, I saw a comment. It was about the opportunities of Alice Asylum being open world, and in that video, this person, I don't remember the name, they said that having Alice being open world will be a bad idea, or at least it won't be as effective if it was just the linear path like the past Alice games. I've seen many videos discussing about people's feels on open world, in games in general, and how sometimes it can be a little bit overbearing and can put a lot of stress on some people. But let me pull out the map one more time to kind of give you my own thoughts of this idea. So with this, I agree that the new Alice game could probably still be linear all the way through. I wouldn't be surprised at all. However, given the way this is laid out, here's what I believe. Every location is going to be a floating isle of some sort, with the chaos core in the middle, I assume. And in the picture, you can see that Alice is holding some type of lever, and it appears that she's moving the floating isles in different positions, which is presented with those diagrams on top. These islands will be locked in place, and given that Alice is going through grief, each island will move in specific positions so Alice will be able to venture off to. So with that in mind, I think that the lever that Alice is controlling is probably the central hub that you can return to for, say, upgrades, exposition, and maybe even allies you saved. Kind of like Hunter's Dream from Bloodborne or Firelink Shrine from Dark Souls. I think this would be a really clever idea, and would be a nice scenery to see the islands floating above us when we go to these different locations. It'd be a nice way to give us opportunities to return back to these areas, maybe for collectibles, and it'll just be a cool way to track our progression, giving Wonderland a more open-filled world of exploration. But tell me in the comments below on your thoughts on this idea, and when going back to these islands give more exploration opportunities, and will this make Alice Asylum more open for possibilities? Make sure you help with this production by signing up for the mailing list in the description down below. Be sure to like this video and subscribe would be nice. This is Mistersureshot, and I'll see you guys on the other side.